Lesson 51. Trust with no time limit. I believe you have heard this before, that everyone is given the same amount of time. 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, 365 days in a year, and yet some get to achieve so much more than the others. And with this gives many the sense of urgency. Everybody is in a hurry. You want to get good things now. You want a better life now. You want to get married now. You want kids now, and so we rush into making quick decisions without giving too much thought to it, and it turns out not to go the way you wanted. There is only so much one can do in a day to accomplish everything. No one can do everything because you are just one person. Even the most people who succeeded didn't happen in one day. They do not go out and do everything possible at once that they know it is important, because that will just drain you physically, mentally, and emotionally. When you try to do everything at once, there is a good chance that you end up doing nothing. This urgency of getting things done now has turned off many Christians who expect God to operate on their terms, that whatever they ask, it should come in their preferred time. You may state your claim to God that you have been a good believer. You have done such and such charitable things. You pray 10 times a day, and while these are the noble acts of worship, it does not guarantee you to skip the line for God's answers. We do not trust God because He does things for us, but we do these things because we trust God that in His own timing He will come through. Even though everyone has 24 hours in a day, when you trust God, you gain that 25th hour where God gives you even more than what you need and beyond, and it will be something important and useful for you and the people around you. Nothing will be in vain. Whatever time lost for you waiting to get your own breakthrough, it will be restored, and it will be just like you have not lost anything. This is why God is saying, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper and not to harm you. He knows what we need, and He wants us to get it the right way. But it won't be any helpful if we doubt and worry if you do not get things done in your way. It requires to practice patience, and if you are stubborn, it will need even a lot of patience, because without a doubt you will be tested to your limits to see if you really trust God to come through for you. The best way on how to deal with this is to keep your discipline and stop being a lukewarm. Stop being hot and cold all the time because you do not get what you want. You already know what you want, and you have told God about it. Now shift your focus and continue on your daily routine. Continue to do what is right and don't go visit evil. Stop doing God's work, let Him work it out for you, because He knows what's best. In that way you will plant your foot on the solid ground, and God will not only give you what you need, but make you stronger every time you make the decision to do what He commands. When we put a time limit on trust, it becomes a responsibility someone has to do for you. But trust, it is an act of faith. When you put your trust in God, you establish a connection. You are basically telling God that you will do what you can and let Him do the rest. It is no longer you who takes care of your life, but you involved God in it, and He says, if He is for you, nobody will be against you. Things will start to work in your favor, and even though the wait may be ugly and quiet, but the results will be so much better than you could ever imagine. They say time is money, but it is better to think that trust gives you unlimited time, unmerited favor, and the peace beyond understanding all the days of your life and the life to come.